Welcome to the You Choose podcast. We're so glad you're here. Please take a moment, pause this podcast right now, and share it with someone you think would find this podcast interesting. We would really appreciate it. Please go to uchoosepodcast.com. That's the letter U, choosepodcast.com, and find the different ways that you can connect with us and how you can be part of the live event. And without further ado, let's get into the adventure you choose. Long time no see, Eddie.
How long has it been? Has it been over a month?
It's been a month.
Oh,
That's bad, isn't it?
I'm sorry, everybody.
So welcome to the You Choose podcast. If you're new, what we do is we go through these old books, and when we get to decision point, those in the live chat can let us know where we should go in the book so that we get a different story every time. And so today we are going through the Cobra Connection by Louise Monroe Foley, and book number 104.
Y'all heard of the Rainbow Connection from the 80s? This is the Cobra Connection. There's no rainbows here. It's all
snakes and laboratories. And this one came out in 1990, so the 80s are just getting over. We're starting the 90s.
Man, I swear that was like a thing, dude. Like there was a feeling. There was like a palatable feeling when the 80s were over.
Yeah. You could tell. I mean, not definitively, but I don't know. It did have a different feeling. Yes.
It really
I agree.
It was a palatable kind of thing,
Look at this. We got a little map, of course. San Francisco Bay
nothing
Area.
If it ain't got no map, man.
Yeah, we got some little brochures, all sorts of things. So, this photo. So those of you listening, this is great. Mom's on the rotary phone, Eddie.
Look at that rotary phone.
We're sitting there watching TV, and we're just scowling back on who is she talking to on that phone? And
listen, Mom's bringing the 80s A game. First of all, Mom's got her shirt tucked in. That shirt is tucked in. She got a belt. She got front pockets.
Look at the picture of us on the mantle. Our hair is parted.
Yeah, it's us watching TV in a house that only has us on the mantle. We're already going to be a problem.
Eddie, look at what we're watching. Can you tell what that is?
Dude, they got the Flintstones.
It's the Flintstones.
They snuck the Flintstones into a You Choose adventure, which means they live in a world. The You Choose world exists in the Hanna-Barbera universe.
Can't get any better than Hanna-Barbera.
I mean, I think we're done. We finished it.
But yeah, you're right. We are featured in this, and we're on the mantle, so we don't get more self-absorbed than that.
Plus, she's got the classic 80s decor. Look right to her. I guess it'd be her left. It's the giant spoon hanging on the wall.
The ladle.
It's like Mama's making some good soup. She got the big spoon out.
The jar
got one
with the
piece of fruit. Look at her elbow. She's got like the one apple. It's got some dusty pieces coming off of it.
Look at that chair. It's like a plaid chair, I guess.
Classic 80s. Oh, look. Mom's married. She's got the wedding ring on, but where's Dad? Who knows? He's a boomer. He's out there.
He's at work.
He's working. That's what Dads did. It didn't matter.
That's right. All right.
Now we work and drive kids to school.
Exactly.
And all sorts of fun stuff.
Everything. All right. I'll get started here.
First time.
Oh, playing with the phone cord. Yeah, you're right. She is. Yep.
Dude, that phone cord was no joke. I remember being tangled up in that sucker. Or you go by and try to get into the kitchen and you get clotheslined by your mom. And
yes. Or sometimes when you're real little, you just wind yourself up in it. If it's real long.
Oh yeah. You're like,
how many times can we wrap ourselves around it?
Dude.
It's the 80s, guys. We were easily entertained.
Listen, we had to put our faces in front of fans and make noises so we could sound like cool laser beams noises going through the box fan in our hallway. That was entertainment. That was entertainment for us. Were you even using the phone if you didn't have to unwind the cord after the call? Right? No. And you weren't serious if you didn't have the classic, the 50-foot long cord, the big one. You could just stretch across and sit in the couch.
Yeah, and we when we were teenagers, you wanted to talk to a girl, you wanted that long cord so you could get that thing all the way into the next room so your parents wouldn't hear you talking.
Now, Lee, in your home, you probably had more than one phone.
We
I
did,
imagine.
yes.
Did you have the classic, what we see demonstrated here in this illustration, the wall mount option, or did you have the one that you could like pick up and carry and
We had
walk
both.
around?
So our kitchen had the wall mount that looked just like that. It was a rotary phone. And then we had another one in my parents' bedroom that you could carry around. Yep.
Remember, this was still the 80s, though. It was like probably the mid-late 80s, but the cordless phone,
Yeah.
that was still a landline. But you had the glorious option of a cordless phone. Blew the mind.
But yeah, blew your
Yeah,
mind. I can walk around anywhere? What?
No cord? What am I going to clothesline my little brother with? What am I going to twiddle with when I'm talking to someone on the phone? Oh, God. He had an actual phone booth in his living room. That'd be amazing. You just go in there and...
Gerald, how many times did you turn into Superman in that phone booth?
he went in there every time and
you
like
had
spun
to.
around.
He spun around and dun dun dun.
Ripped
John Williams.
down the middle. We should probably get started, I suppose.
Yes. Sorry. We're getting sidetracked. All right.
And they had a Superman shirt hanging in it, of course. God.
Of course he did. Of course he
Nerd
did.
from birth.
All right. Your Uncle Stephen, who works for an engineering firm in Washington, D.C., has promised to take you to San Francisco on spring break when he goes there on business. You've never been to the West Coast, and you're really looking forward to the trip. The day before you're supposed to leave, Uncle Stephen phones your mother. You think it's about meeting him at the airport, but you're wrong. Just listening to your mother's side of the conversation tells you that the trip is in jeopardy. When she hangs up the phone, she has both good and bad news. The bad news is that Uncle Stephen has strep throat and his doctor won't let him go anywhere for a week except to bed. The good news is that he has arranged for his partner, George Henning, to take you. Unfortunately, your mother doesn't think much of that idea. I don't want you trampsing all over the strange city with some stranger, she says. George isn't a stranger, you say. He's been here for dinner with Uncle Stephen. You liked him then. It has nothing to do with liking him, she says. I just think it's too much to ask somebody outside the family to look after you. George has meetings to attend, and besides, he's kind of absent-minded. It would be an imposition. George doesn't think it's an imposition, you argue, or Uncle Stephen wouldn't have suggested him. Well, I don't know, your mother says. I'll have to think about it, and I'll talk to your father when he gets home from work. You're in the room reading when your father finally gets home. You rush out to tell him about the change in plans. When you're finished, to your surprise, he grins at you. I don't see a problem, he says. The trip will be an education and an opportunity to show you how responsible you are. He leans back in his chair. I took a trip to San Francisco.
Plus, you got that correspondence course degree in traveling with random people. So
That's
you'll
right.
be fine.
You'll be okay.
You'll be good. You got
when
the
I was
pocket
about
knife,
your
right?
age, I took a trip to San Francisco when I was about your age. I was 9, just like you.
I took my shirt in, though.
The next morning, your father takes you to the airport. George is taller than you remember and very thin. The dark suit he's wearing makes him look very serious and dull. But your opinion changes when you board the plane. First, George takes off his shoes. Then he asks the attendant for a deck of cards. Beat you at rummy, he says. I haven't lost a game in 8 years. You can't resist that kind of challenge. You don't exactly win, but you beat him in 2 games out of 5. When you arrive in San Francisco, you take a taxi to the hotel. San Francisco Bay is on your right and as you drive into the city. And ahead, you recognize the outline of Coit Tower from the books you've been reading. Your hotel is right downtown and very expensive looking. We have adjoining rooms, George tells you as the elevator carries you to the 8th floor. He hands you a key. You're in 822, I'm in 824. He stops to think. Or is it the other way around? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You take 822. There's a connecting door between the 2 rooms. After your bags come up, George comes in through the connecting door and sits down at your desk while you unpack. Let's leave that door between the rooms unlocked, he says. Then if you're nervous, you can just come into my room. I don't get nervous, you tell him. a bit
That's
insulted.
right. I get even. And
I
you
get
start
even. That's right.
Ah!
I got my knives here. I just need a place to put
I got
them.
my knives. I got a chimp body count here. I'm good.
Yeah. Wear a
Good,
necklace with chimp teeth on them.
you got that necklace of chimp ears. Like, what's happening?
Yes.
Why?
Why? You're a bit insulted at the suggestion, but let's leave it unlocked. It's convenient. I have a 2:00 meeting, George says, or maybe it's 3. He digs in his pockets. I wrote it down somewhere. I wonder where I put my notebook. Do you want some lunch?
I love George.
I love
He's my
him.
spirit animal.
I'm not hungry, you say. Me neither, he tells you. Maybe I'll take a nap. I'm going to check out the lobby, you say. Enjoy, George says. The meeting shouldn't last too long. I expect to be back by 6. We'll have dinner together then. You take the elevator to the lobby, which is busy with business people coming to the hotel restaurant for lunch. At the bell captain's desk, a burly red-headed man in a maroon uniform with brass buttons is snapping orders at a bellboy. Excuse me, you say. Where can I buy a map of the city? The bell captain ignores you, so you raise your voice and repeat the question. He doesn't look at you. He is staring across the lobby, and his face is getting red with anger. How did she get in here again? He mutters. I'll get her out of here once and for all. He charges out of the booth and across the lobby and roughly grabs a little old lady in a brown coat who's carrying a shopping bag. You've never seen anything so rude, but you're not sure whether or not you should get involved. All right, here we go. If you try to help the old lady, turn to page 40. If you go to the gift shop to buy a map, turn to page 51. So help the old lady or buy a map. Let us know in the chat.
Also, the illustration is something else. If you want to go to page, what page is that? Page
there it is.
8.
8. Look at us.
Like, this guy's putting hands on this lady, and we're watching it with our shirt tucked in. And we're like, do I get my knife out now?
Yeah.
Do I just stab the bellhop in the top of his head with this knife?
Yes. Man, it's funny. It's 1990 and our shirt is still tucked in.
Our shirt's tucked in, but we have a tiny little tattoo underneath that says chimp killer. And
chimp
we're like,
killer. Ooh, Eddie, we are tied. So Gerald says help the old lady, and Carnivorous Plant says buy a map. So that
time
means
for the You Choose coin flip.
the coin. So heads, old lady, tails, map. Here we go. Heads. Old lady it is.
Old lady, page 40.
Okay, so that would be you.
Here we go.
Page 40.
You sprint across the lobby, almost colliding with a man carrying a briefcase. You ignore his disgruntled stare and come to a quick stop beside the bell captain and the woman. I'll have you arrested if I see you in here again, the bell captain says, grabbing the woman's arm. On what grounds, you ask? See, we're not playing games.
No,
we know what time it is.
Yeah, it's chimp time.
It's chimp stabbing time. I got a knife that's this long, and I'm gonna stick it into where all I see is the handle, buddy. That's all that's gonna happen. Do you want that? I don't think you do.
I don't think you do.
Your burly bellhop. Burly bellhop is my new call sign, by the way. Hashtag burly bellhop.
BBH, burly bellhop.
The burly man's face, burly flushes. None of your business, kid. Move. Not until you apologize to your lady, you say, your hands wrapping around chimp killer in your pocket. Oh, really? He says. Well, you can leave too, mouthy. Look, this is the 80s, guys. I know he says 1990, but this is like just speaking your mind with grounds for like discipline. You're like, what? How dare you? I'm older than you. I should be able to beat up old ladies unquestioned.
Yeah. Don't question me.
At this point, the us from House of Danger would just be slicing. We wouldn't even be asking questions.
We'll slice and ask questions later.
Exactly. Wait a minute, you say. I'm a paying guest here. Room 822 or 823. It doesn't matter. My traveling companion's really, really forgetful. You try to get your key out, but the bell captain isn't paying any attention. He nods to the doorman who opens the heavy door, and you and the lady are pushed out into the street. Much obliged, she says gruffly. That big bully. I didn't help much, I'm afraid you say. Are you okay? I'm fine. Her voice is low and raspy, not what you'd expect in a woman as small as she is. Again, making assumptions here.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to see that the manager hears about this. I'll fight my own battles, thanks, she says quickly. Well, he can't treat people like that and get away with it. Forget it, kid, she growls. Molly's used to getting thrown out of places. Turn to page 94. Molly talks about herself in the third person.
He does, or she does, yes. I like how we're going to be the first Karen. I'm going to talk to the manager.
Get me the manager. Is that your name, you ask? No, she says. That's the name of my shoe. Of course it's my name.
Of course it's my name.
She nods and smiles. My real name is Emily, but folks call me Molly. I'll see you around. It's because I sell drugs. I'll see you around, she says, and starts down the street carrying her bag. Molly disappears in the noon hour crowd, and you sneak back into the hotel. You buy a city map at the gift shop and take the elevator to your floor, avoiding the bell captain's booth. Back in your room, you lay the map open on the bed and try to decide where to spend the afternoon. San Francisco has so many interesting things to do. It's hard to make a choice. You've narrowed it down to the Exploratorium. I want to go there. Man.
Ooh, yeah, it's like the name.
The science museum where visitors get hands-on experience with the displays. Or the Hyde Street Pier, where several historic ships are berthed, including the pedal wheeler, and they have hobo fights. Sorry, guys.
Man.
Adding a little.
Hobo fights, museum. Ring. I don't know.
That?
Hobo fights, museum. I don't know what I can choose. About
anyway,
equal.
The phone rings and you pick it up on the first ring. Hello? I have a message for George, a man says gruffly. All these gruff people.
Yes.
Just a minute. I'll get him, you say. Don't get him. Just give him the message. All right. The voice booms. Tell him Cobra's watching him. Oh. Is George a G.I. Joe?
Oh, he is. He must be Joe.
If we don't get what we want, he'll never leave the city alive. What, you say? Who is this? There's us on the bed looking at maps.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, 95. Man. Our hair is perfect again.
We're perfectly coiffed. We're sitting down, shirt still tucked. We're like, man, I'm looking like a 35-year-old guy who's looking at like his different divorce lawyers. Like, which one do I choose?
Which divorce lawyer do I... That's awesome. We got our belt on.
Carnivorous plant is already like hobo fight. He wants that as a choice. Fight. I agree. That should be in there.
Choice. That should be in there. This is the abridged third edition, Eddie edition.
I know that's the Eddie revised edition. Page 104. I'm getting there, everybody. My phone's getting weird. 104. Your questions are answered by a dial tone. Which a dial tone for the young kids was the sound the phone made when it was hung up.
Yep. Before you dialed the number.
The caller has already hung up. You hurry through the connecting door between your rooms. George, wake up, you shout, but you're talking to an empty room. George never existed. Ah!
He's gone. It was all a dream.
Dang it. George has already left for his meeting, and you don't even know where it is being held. You go back into your room and sit down. Who is Cobra, you wonder? Is George in danger now? You force your attention back to the map. Worrying won't help. The best thing for you to do is to keep busy until George gets back in the evening. So, decision time, kids. If you decide to go to the Exploratorium, turn to page 61. If you go to the Hyde Street Pier, turn to page 91. If you decide to go bet on hobo fights, turn to page 1,000,004.
Let us know in the chat.
Gerald goes bum fight.
Yeah, this is how bum fights got started. Back in 1990, the Cobra Connection.
They're like, will you Steamboat Billy and And One-Eyed Jack, will you fight for this limited edition of House of Danger, signed by Edward Packard himself? I'll do it. Ding ding.
With real chimp blood on it.
Authentic chimp blood splatter.
You see what Gerald put? I'm here to fight chimps, and all I see is chumps, so the choice is yours.
Exactly. He's like, good thing they're both vowels.
Yeah, got it. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kill chimps, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
All out of bubble gum.
All right. Well, let us know in the chat, Hyde Street Pier or the Exploratorium. And we'll go there, and we're not even concerned about George. We're like, okay. Anyway, back to what I want to do.
Like it sounds like he might be wanted by the mafia, but me worrying is not going to do anything about that. So I'm going to check out the science museum, perhaps.
I'm going to go have
fun.
Or
see some historic boats.
Yeah. Exploratorium. So we got one vote for Exploratorium. So we'll give it another
fact
second.
About Gerald, he might still does work for a cool curio shop here in town called the Imaginarium, which what could happen is you could make a little special secret spot in the Imaginarium called the Exploratorium.
Oh, there you go. That's the children's museum, isn't it?
That's the Luminarium.
Luminarium. There we go. Okay.
A lot of ariums going on.
A lot of ariums. Oh, carnivorous plant says pier. So we're going to have to flip again.
2 flips in a row?
I know. Can you believe it?
I'd say this is You Choose history, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
We've had an episode of all flips, I think, at one point.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have. All right. Let me get the flip up here. Okay. So heads, Exploratorium, tails, pier. Heads, Exploratorium. That's 2 in a row, I think, for heads. All right. So we're going to the Exploratorium, page 61. That would be me. Well, we leave a note for George telling him where we're going, like a responsible young man. And then you have an important message for him. Then you take the bus to the Exploratorium in the famous Museum of Science. There's over 600 exhibits ranging from explanation of color theory to Einstein's theory of relativity. And there's not one do not touch sign in the place. You put the phone call out of your mind as you become involved with the displays. Do you understand this one? A voice behind you asks. A man in a navy blue suit is looking over your shoulder. Allow me to show you, he says, smiling. His voice has a slight European accent. Do this. Taking your wrist, he extends your arm to touch the image of yourself, and you're startled as the hand comes out to touch you. The hand passes each other in midair, but the most startling thing of all is the small cobra tattoo on the back of the man's hand. Could it be coincidence, you wonder? The man moves to the sound transmission exhibit, and you go to the animal behavior section at the other end. You watch him as he eagerly tries to each hands-on experience. He seems harmless. Time passes quickly, and it's dusk when you leave the building. The next bus isn't due for 15 minutes, so you walk to the lagoon adjacent to the Exploratorium, which is housed in the Palace of Fine Arts at the end of the marina. You watch as people feed ducks and seagulls. Suddenly, you see the familiar figure in a brown coat. It's Molly. What's she doing here, you wonder? You wave and hurry toward her, sure that Molly has seen you, but she turns around and quickly disappears into a cluster of people. With a shrug, you go to the bus stop. San Francisco people are certainly strange, you decide, at least the ones you've met so far. They're friendly one minute and standoffish the next. When you get to the hotel, George isn't back yet. It's after 6, and you try not to worry. After all, he said the meeting could be long. Maybe you should go down to the dining room alone, you think, or you could call room service. You didn't have any lunch, so you're starving. All right, here we go.
Oh, boy.
You go to the dining room, turn to page 64. If you call room service, go to page 74. So do we go to the dining room or do we call room service? Let us know in the chat. Man, I love how we're just so judgmental.
It's hard not to just give in and call room service.
I know.
Like,
I kind of know what I would do, but
That's like DoorDash origins right there. You're like, oh,
hey, it's
so
unanimous.
comfy.
Dining room, page
There it is.
64. So that's you, Eddie, 64.
64. Will you still need me when I'm 64? Where is it? There it is. It's after 63. Lee,
After 63 and before 65.
You take the elevator down to the almost deserted lobby. The night bell captain is on duty. In contrast to the day captain, he is small and neatly groomed. You walk to his booth. Good evening, he says. His eyes twinkle over his wire-framed glasses. Always the small guy with the glasses. What are they doing here?
Come on. Stereotype.
Can I help you? Yes. Could you tell me the name of the other bell captain? He hesitates briefly before he answers. The man I relieved was Lawrence, he says. You think you detect a disapproving tone in his voice. Is there a problem? You shake your head. No, just curious. As you write his name down in your book of people who I'm going to kill.
Yeah. It says chimps on the outside.
Has a chimp face on the front cover. The hostess greets you at the entrance to the restaurant. Will someone be joining you, she asks. Yes, you say. Turn to page 70. The hostess leads you to a table by the wall. She's an attractive woman. We're 9. What are we doing?
Gosh.
Come on, kid. Reel it in. Wearing an expensive-looking jade green sheath dress with long gold chains around her neck. Her long black hair is braided and coiled at the back of her neck. My name is Barbara, she tells you. Your waiter will be Alan. She leans over and removes the other place settings from the table. And you stare at her puzzled. I'll bring a fresh setup if your friend comes, she explains. Enjoy your meal. But you don't. Your ravenous appetite seems to have left, and a dozen questions plague your mind. What did Barbara mean by if your friend comes? And why did she remove the place settings? You look at your watch. She's like, I don't want to get blood on these other plates. I mean, food. Food.
Yes.
And why did she remove the place settings? You look at your watch. It's 7:10. George should be back from his meeting by now. Has something happened to him? Who or what is Cobra? And who was the man at the exploratorium? Was his tattoo just a coincidence? There are no coincidences, kids.
No.
You push your plate aside and signal Alan to bring your check. Wait, we skipped a whole meal here? What's happened?
Guess so. Well, no, it said your ravenous appetite seems to have left you with a dozen questions. So we ate, I guess.
You push your plate aside and signal Alan to bring your check. You're signing your name to the bill when Barbara approaches. Was the food not satisfactory? I don't know what we ate, so I couldn't even tell you.
I can't tell you. And we signed for it. We're 9.
My signature is not legally binding here.
I know.
What are you doing? Was the food not satisfactory, she says, looking at the untouched plate of food. Oh, that came, but you were like, I don't want it. I'm not hungry, you said. You ordered the mac and cheese. You know we ordered the mac and cheese.
Yeah. He said we were starving just 2 pages ago. Now we're not hungry.
Starving.
Man.
I'm not hungry, you reply. Do you mind, she asks, sitting down at your table. Is this your first trip to San Francisco? Yes, you reply, staring at the bill. Is something wrong? Turn to page 111.
I'm 9. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I don't want to eat and have to run away. So I'm going to order and not eat it. You frown. How did Alan know my room number, you ask? You point at the bill. Hotel guest is checked and 82224 is written in beside it. Barbara smiles. From your key, she says. My key is still in my pocket, you tell her. Your suspicions were right. It was no accident that she removed the place setting. She knows that you're traveling with George, and somehow she knew George wasn't coming for dinner. Alan must have served you at lunch, she says. He remembered the number. I didn't eat lunch. I didn't eat lunch, Barbara! That's when you see it. Oh, flustered, Barbara twists the gold chain around her neck. That's when you see it. A small charm in the shape of a cobra dangles from the chain.
Oh.
This can't be coincidence. You are obviously being watched. But why? Slowly you look up from the bill. Barbara is looking at you, her face devoid of expression. If you question her about the cobra, turn to page 10. If you say nothing and go back to your room, turn to page 34.
All right. Let us know in the chat what you want us to do. It's building. It's interesting. I like where we're going with this.
I didn't eat lunch.
Yeah.
Girl.
Come on. Look at this
Barbara's
bill. We're just waiting.
I thought I had him.
Ask about the Cobra. So we have one vote for Cobra. Give it another few seconds here, and then we'll probably be asking Barbara about Cobra and chimps. Why not ask her? Because we're hungry. We're hangry. Yes, we're getting it. We're probably getting hangry.
Like, no, people are going to die for real.
Yeah, for realsies here.
I haven't eaten.
I haven't killed a chimp in at least 24 hours.
I'm mad. I got chimp blood on my knife.
Okay, that's page 11. So we're going to go clear back to page 11. That charm is Cobra, isn't it? You ask Barbara. I believe so, she replies, closing her hand around it. I bought it at a little gift shop in Chinatown. Something tells you she's lying. You look across the room. Alan is standing by the salad bar watching. Excuse me, you say, standing up. I'm tired. Good night. Wait, she says, let me tell you about San Francisco. You shake your head and hurry out of the restaurant. You're sure now that Barbara was deliberately delaying you in the restaurant. You must get back to your room. You stab impatiently at the button. We just want to stab something.
There, you got that knife out. You're like, yeah. You're like, dude, that's the elevator button. Calm down. I'll get it. I'll kill it.
Yeah, I'm going to kill this button. On the wall and bring the elevator to the lobby. Before one comes, a man walks up beside you. Let's take a walk, he says in a low voice, taking your arm. No noise, or your friend is past history. Is that a double negative? Your friend is past history?
So he's fine?
Yeah. He steers you to the street where a black limousine is waiting. You try to shake off his grip and look frantically around for someone to help you. This must be Cobra, you realize, but you're afraid to yell. George might be in that car, and maybe they'll kill him. Suddenly you feel, rather than see, someone watching. You look back over your shoulder. Molly is sitting on the brick planter that fronts the hotel. You attempt to make eye contact, but she turns her head. You're pushed into the back seat. But before the door closes, you look back. Molly is gone. The car glides out into traffic. Where are you taking me, you ask? Who are you? You'll find out, the man replies. Turn to page 27. You lean forward to look at the driver, but all the windows, including the panel that divides the passenger section from the front of the car, are smoked glass. The ride lasts about 10 minutes. You know you're still in the city because you hear the clang of the cable cars and the noise of the street traffic. The car slows to a stop and the man gets out. Out, he says, opening the door. You're parked in a narrow alley. You step out and he slams the door. You look around. A neon sign flashes Chinese symbols on a building at the end of the alley. You must be in Chinatown. The man opens a door off the alley. It's marked Service Entrance, the Lotus Garden. Up the stairs, he says, pushing you ahead of him. A single bare light bulb dangles at the top of the steep staircase. The wooden stairs in the old building creak eerily as you climb, and the smell of incense drifts down from above. Open that door, the man says when you reach the top. You push the door open and step into a softly lit, luxurious furnished living room. A man sitting in the easy chair nods. Thank you, Michael, he says. Now find the other one. Michael's footsteps clatter down the stairs and the door bangs. I'm Jack Wong, the man says, getting up. He puts out his hand, but you put your hands on your hips and glare at him. I like how we're just going to take control here.
Right. A 9-year-old glare.
Yes. I don't care who you are, you say to Jack Wong. Why did you have me brought here? What have you done with George? Where is he? I hope he will be here shortly. My people are looking for him, and it's very important that I find him. I need his expertise. George, expertise? George can't remember when to eat lunch. Jack Wong looks at you disapprovingly. I don't find that funny, he says. You must know who he is. He's my Uncle Stephen's friend. He's an engineer. Not just an engineer, Jack Wong says. He's the top aerospace engineer in the country. You have the wrong George, you say, walking to the door. I'm going back to the hotel. You put your hand on the doorknob and hear a click behind you. I'm afraid I can't let you go until I have George, Jack Wong says. Neither of you is safe out there. You turn around and see a snub-nosed revolver pointing at you. You weigh the possibilities. If Jack Wong is bluffing about your safety and thinks you can lead him to George, he's not going to stop you from leaving. On the other hand, he might know something that you don't. Maybe he's not an agent of Cobra. All right, here we go. If you open the door and leave, turn to page 39. If you go and sit down, turn to page 78. So do we just open the door and walk out, or do we go sit down? Let us know in the chat. Already got a vote for sit down. 2 for 78. So we're going to sit down on page 78.
I'm smart enough not to argue with a gun. Don't bring a chimp stabber to a gunfight.
Yes.
You say, walking to the sofa to sit down. That's what I thought, Jack Wong says. I don't understand why you want George. It's a matter of life and death, Jack Wong says. My project is malfunctioning. What project, you ask? Individuals don't build space shuttles, governments do. Are you a foreign agent? Look at us go.
I know. Diplomacy.
Jack Wong shakes his head. No, he says, I have a project that's much more important than the space shuttle. When it's completed, it will give this country more power than it has ever dreamed of having. It will change the past, present, and future. That's a pretty big claim, you say, shifting uncomfortably. You don't believe me, he says. Tell me, what is more important than conquering space? You think hard. Conquering the oceans? He's like, conquering chimps?
Conquering chimps? Yes.
He's like, no, he says. What has no person ever done before? You shake your head. You can't imagine what he's getting at. Drink a LaCroix and not burp? You
The Eddie edition.
You shake your head. What's that?
The Eddie edition again.
The Eddie. You shake your head. You can't imagine what he's getting at. I'll tell you, he says, beginning to pace in front of you. We have yet to send someone through time. Then he returned. We got time travel, baby. It's coming in here at some point.
We're doing it.
And then returned that person to the present. He stops walking and whirls around to face you. And that, my friend, is what George is going to do for me. He's going to convert aerospace technology to time technology. But it is possible, Jack Wong tells you. I have done it. A sad look crosses his face as he turns toward you. I have done part of it. He adds slowly. He walks to the piano and strikes a chord. As you watch, the bookcases along the back wall of the room slide away to reveal a sophisticated control room. Aha! He is Cobra.
He is Cobra. He's Cobra Commander.
Come here. We should talk like Starscream. We couldn't, though. We just shred our vocal cords.
Yeah.
Come here, Jack says, motioning you over to the control panel. Watch the screen. He flips a switch, and a line of shops with Chinese lettering fills the monitor. You lean forward. It looks like San Francisco's Chinatown, but something is different. People are wearing old-fashioned clothes, and a horse and cart are on the street. I hope he's still in this area, Jack mutters. I hope he's still alive. As he speaks, a young man runs down the street, followed by a group of angry men. The young man is about your age, and he's wearing a 49ers t-shirt. The picture flickers, and the screen is filled with horizontal bars. Who is he, you ask? Is this a movie? Jack shakes his head. No, he says. That is Evan Yee, my second cousin's oldest boy.
What? Okay, so yeah. Interesting.
I must get him back quickly or he will be killed. I fear he's caught in a Tong war. Get him back, you say? That is San Francisco in 1906, says Jack, nodding. Evan was interested in my experiment. Unfortunately, he left by accident without a pager and without knowing the reentry location. That's why I must enlist George's help in completing the program and send you to assist Evan.
Hmm.
Turn to page
Okay.
83.
A pager. That's awesome.
Now we got time travel in here.
So is a pager going to work in 100 years back?
I guess it's connected to the retrieval system here. You want to send me to 1906, you yell? Yes, Jack says, I must. He is interrupted by a loud knock. Come in, he yells. The door opens and Michael enters the room. Beside him, looking quite perplexed, is George, but he isn't looking at you. He is staring at Jack Wong. Jack, I thought you were dead, he whispers. The commission report said that you'd been killed in a small plane crash. You look from one man to the other. You know him, you ask George? He nods. I worked with him for 4 years. Jack motions to Michael. Put the youngster in the elevator. Wait a minute, what are you doing? George says. Through here, Michael says to you, shoving George aside. A small elevator is inside the closet. Michael pushes you in and locks a folding metal lattice door. Now you two can talk all you want, he says to George, through the bars. Oh, there we go. Carnivorous plants dropping some knowledge there.
Some truth. 1906 earthquake, yeah.
What's going on? George asks, peering in. You tell me, you say. Who's Jack Wong? He's a brilliant engineer, he says, but he's emotionally unstable. There it is.
There it is. Yep.
That's why our firm let him go. Why does he want us? Thanks to some of Jack's brilliant engineering, his cousin's son, Evan, is wandering around San Francisco in 1906, you explain. He wants to send me to get Evan the retrieval location, and he wants you to complete the program and bring us back to the present. Turn to page 38. We are hopping all over this book. We've so far managed to avoid an early death here.
We haven't died. I mean, usually by this time we're
No.
dead.
Are you putting me on? George asks you. I wish I were, you reply. All the information I have is classified, George says. Besides, I think I left my briefcase in the car. Forgetful George, there he goes.
There it goes. Yep.
Despite the situation, you grin. Here you are with two brilliant engineers. One has lost a nephew in a time warp, and the other can't remember where he left his briefcase. George? I know, we just jinxed it. We're going to die. George, what's Cobra? Is Jack Wong also known as Cobra? George's face pales. Cobra, he whispers. No, Jack is not Cobra. How do you know about them? A man phoned and threatened you. He said he was Cobra. Tell me exactly what he said. Before you can answer, the curtain opens. Come with me, George, Jack says. Your young friend is going for a trip. Wait a minute, George yells. I thought it was me you wanted. You can't experiment with a child. Send me! I'm sorry, George, but I need you here. Your companion's trip through time will give you incentive, ooh, dirty trick, to help complete my project. Michael! Michael appears and grabs George by the arm, pushing him into the other room. Jack Wong leans against the lever and looks at you. I wouldn't do this if I had any other option, he says, but I must get Evan back here. Listen carefully. Your very life depends on following these instructions. Turn
Oh
to page
boy.
117.
I don't
They're
know.
doing that old you choose trick.
Yes. Pretend like you're making decisions.
I believe you'll find Evan in Chinatown, Jack tells you. The video scanner is not working properly, so I can't monitor him continuously. While when I signal you, you go to Bennett's Pier. It's the second one south of the docks for the Sausalito ferry. It's shorter than the others. Link arms and stand on the dock. I plan on signaling you within 36 hours. How are you going to signal us? You ask sarcastically. Skywriting, firecrackers, tidal waves? Smart
Well,
mouth.
just
Jack
yeah.
ignores your comment and hands you a bronze coin. This is your time transit pager. It will vibrate and emit a low hum when we're ready to bring you back. You'll then have 1 hour to get to Bennett's Pier. Good luck. Good luck. He turns. You'll leave here in about 10 minutes. He closes the door behind him. You have 10 minutes to work your way out of the situation. You think about the buildings in the alley. They have common walls. Maybe if you scream for help, someone will hear you. But can you take that chance? George said Jack was emotionally unstable. If you make a noise, he might send you back in time just to get rid of you. You look up. The elevator is open at the top. If you climb up the cable, you might be able to escape. If you stay in the elevator and yell, turn to page 20. If you climb up the cable, turn to page 106.
So stay in the elevator and yell, or climb up the cable. What should we do? I like how, like you said, we're just making snide comments. Skywriting, firecrackers, tidal wave.
What are you going to do? Jack punches you in the face. Oh!
Oh, Gerald says climb. So we got one vote for climb. We'll give it a few more seconds and see if we can get another vote here. Otherwise, we're climbing up that elevator cable. Your time transit pager is a coin. Climb the cable.
I love it.
All right. So that is page 106. You get a toe hold on the wall of the cage and climb to the top, reaching over for the cable from which it is suspended. You have no difficulty shinning up the cable, and the hole that exits the roof is just big enough for you to squeeze through. You're free. You take a deep breath of fresh air and move carefully to the alley edge of the roof, looking for a fire escape to get back down the ground. There's a noise on the roof of the building opposite. You look over. A shadowy figure is standing across the way facing you.
Oh.
There's a muted whine as a bullet transverses the narrow alley. You fall to the roof, mortally wounded. We'll have no trouble picking up the engineer, a man says in a foreign accent. It's the man from the Exploratorium. The young ones are always the smartest. Pity we had to kill this one, but those were my orders from Cobra. You die on a tar-papered lined roof in San Francisco's Chinatown. It no longer matters to you what the Cobra Connection is. The end.
Gerald was right. We jinxed it.
Shot and killed. I mean, they have no
Just
qualms
shot
about
dead.
shooting a kid.
After all that.
The young ones are
After
always
all
the
that.
smartest. I mean, we got to compliment. We got to compliment. The young ones are always the smartest, and then we're going to shoot you.
That's true.
Burley Bell. Hashtag Burley Bellhop. Interesting.
This was a good one.
Yeah. I mean, we did time travel. I mean, again,
we almost you almost want to like break our own rule and like next time just get to this point and pick the other decision. In fact, I don't know. I was gonna say like I don't know. Normally we try to keep these at about an hour, right? Is that the idea? I don't know. What are you thinking, Lee? Do we want to go to that other ending and try to see what the other one does, or do we want to try to start a whole new book?
Sure. Let's do this maybe one more ending here, and then we'll just call it a night. How about that?
Yeah.
So here's our picture of us climbing, and then the guy is right behind us. We don't
Bang!
even have any.
Oh,
we have no
God.
idea.
No idea. Look at us. We're not even looking behind us. We're not checking our 6.
But
we're like, what 6? Bang.
So we shimming up the elevator.
We're gonna. What's that?
We shimmied up the elevator, and our shirt is still tucked in.
We died with our shirt tucked in. That's how you do it. I will say we are breaking format tonight. We've done it before, I think, once when we went
done
long.
it. Yeah, it's not very often though. Let's see, what page was that?
No. You're right. The bullet should have bounced off. It was tucked in so tight.
That's awesome.
Actual fact: if you tuck your shirt in super crisp, it's basically a bulletproof vest at that point.
Oh, it was 117. Okay, so stay in the elevator and yell was page 20. So let's go to page 20.
Okay,
See what that one is. Okay. Yeah, it's so tucked in. It's almost bulletproof if you have your shirt tucked in.
You grab the bars of the elevator and shake them, yelling, "Help, help! Get me out of here! Help, somebody save me!" Your voice echoes up the shaft and bounces back at you. Better than bullets.
Yes.
Bouncing at us. Suddenly, a strong blast of air swooshes through the shaft, knocking you to the floor. From a distance, you hear your own voice calling out, then the voice of others. A flickering light shines above you, and you're aware of a heavy weight on your legs. This one's alive. Get me a light over here, a man yells. People are around you, moving something from on top of you. Careful, careful now, get those bricks. The weight of your on your legs lessens, and a lantern is held close to your face. A large man, there it is he burly?
There,
Is he a burly man?
He's a large man. He's not burly.
With a bushy beard is leaning over you. Can you move your legs? He asks you in an Irish brogue. Look at us
Okay.
go. 35. Can you move your legs?
Can you move your legs, lad?
Turn to page 35.
Me legs don't work.
And you're like, no, filthy Irish, touch me, showing your weird 80s racism. No!
Get off of me. Where's your Lucky Charms?
Slowly, you flex your ankles and bend your knees. Strong hands reach out to pull you to your feet. Praise be. Man, we're being culturally very. Praise be, the man says. You're in one piece. What happened, you ask as you look around? You're on a city street that looks as though it has been bombed. A horse and wagon clatter. Hey, good old carnivorous plant
Was right.
predicted this.
He did. Good job.
A horse and wagon clatter by, and on a hill in the distance, a fire blazes. Earthquake, child, hit about 5 o'clock this morning. There's not much left of San Francisco. Your mind quickly computes what he's saying. Earthquake, San Francisco, coal, oil lanterns, horse-drawn wagons. Screaming for help didn't help you. You can't believe it. Jack Wong's experiment worked. It's April 18th. You're in San Francisco. And the great earthquake of 1906 struck less than 24 hours ago. Where do you live? The man asks you. You think quickly. Up that hill and over 1 block, you say. My mother sent me this morning to catch the milk wagon. One trapped over here, a voice cries out. I need a hand. Hard to say where your folks will be, the man with the beard says. I hate for you to go looking for them alone. I'll find them, you say. Don't worry about me. And because it's 1906, the guy didn't worry about that kid.
No. You thought the 80s were rough.
53. Oh, yeah. Your great-grandparents, they would have just stuffed you up a chimney to clean it.
Exactly. Wouldn't even thought twice about it.
53. You run toward the hill, dodging piles of rubble and household belongings. A stove lies on its side in the middle of the street. Beside it is a wicker baby buggy. You pass a bank guarded by soldiers in uniform. The only people on the street are rescue crews and guards. A foghorn sounds. You wonder if George and Jack Wong are watching you or if the scanner is still malfunctioning. You must find Evan, but you're not sure how to get to Chinatown. You turn a corner and stop. In a small park ahead of you is a series of tents, and a long line of refugees extends out into the street. The odor of food being prepared makes you hungry. Are we hungry yet?
I know. We were starving earlier. Now we're not.
You step into the soup line behind a lady dressed in fine velvet and carrying a birdcage. There are 50 fires in the city, she says, and there are dead fish floating all over the bay. She stops at the sound of a loud explosion, followed by several smaller ones. What's that, you ask? Dynamite, she says. They're blowing up damaged buildings to prevent them from collapsing and feeding the fires. Barbary Coast and Chinatown will be gone by morning. Your heart sinks. If Chinatown burns, you may never find Evan, because he'll be dead.
Because he'll be dead too.
Turn to page 98. This feels like life.
You have no choices.
There's no choice options.
That'd be funny. You have a choose your own adventure book, but there's actually no choices in it. It's like, this is real life.
I'll just tell you, just jump all over the book. Leah might have to tap in for you on this one. Excruciating pain, sir.
Yes. Which way is Chinatown, you ask the lady. She gives you a puzzled stare as if you should know. Why, that way, she says, pointing across the park. You leave the line and jog through the park, darting around tents and groups of people. If Chinatown is in the fire's path, you can't waste time eating, even if you're hungry. You must find Evan tonight. You run down the deserted street. The glow from the fire casts an eerie light on the cobblestones. You know that 500 people died in an earthquake, and you wonder what will happen when the big one really hits. Stopped by a section of the street that has buckled, you turn a corner. Ahead of you, walking slowly in the street, are two men dressed in baggy Chinese trousers, wearing traditional coolie hats. You slow to a walk and follow them. Within 5 minutes, they have led you into Chinatown. The streets are filled with people. Some are preparing food over small fires built on the sidewalk. An elderly woman lies on a cot in the street. There are children everywhere. Torches light the area, and you scan the faces, looking for Evan. You stop in front of the display of dried fish. Beneath it hangs a row of roast duck. This is the shop you saw on the screen at Jack Wong's. A bell rings as you open the door, and pungent odors hit your nostrils. An old man with stringy gray beard comes through the curtained doorway at the back. Turn to page 57. So we'll dodge around here some more. 57. Oops, too far. I'm looking for a boy named Evan, you say nervously. He's about my age. The man replies in Chinese. He doesn't understand you. You try to think of a way to communicate. Two men come out of the back room and speak to the old man. Your anxiety mounts.
Speak louder, like an ignorant American. I'm trying to find.
I don't speak your English. I'm not deaf. Your anxiety mounts. Jack Wong said Evan might be caught in a tong war, and these men don't look too friendly. They move around to your side of the counter. You try to ignore them and take a piece of paper and a pencil from your pocket. Evan was wearing a 49ers t-shirt. It would be the only one in San Francisco in 1906. Carefully, you sketch the helmet of the San Francisco football team. The old man takes the paper and nods at the men. Without warning, you are seized by the arms and dragged around the counter through the curtained opening and into the back room. Rough hands push you to the corner and you fall to the floor. Beside you, hands and feet securely tied, is another person. Your search has ended. It's Evan. You look around the smoke-filled room. A small table with a smoking pot sits in the middle of the floor. You're in an opium den. One of the men goes to get some rope from a peg on the wall. The others are talking in Chinese. You must make a split-second decision. Will you and Evan have a better chance of getting back to the present if you make a run for it, or you stay here with him? All right, here we go. Let us know in the chat. If you make a run for it, turn to page 17. If you stay with Evan, turn to page 101. Make a run for it or stay with Evan. Let us know.
Just so you know, any rope that you have inside of an opium den is automatically called ropium.
Oh, Eddie.
That terrible pun.
I need the... There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Carnivorous Plant says run for it.
Like,
run. Stay with Evan.
Man, we've only had one choice tonight where these two were lined up.
All right, so we're going back. Let's see. Let's get the coin out here. Whoops.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin.
Let's see. What are our options again? So let's see. Run for it is heads. Tails is stay with Evan. Tails, stay with Evan. Wow, we're going to stay with somebody?
We're not going to stab him in the back?
If we stay with him, we're more likely to stab him in the back, so that's probably true.
That's true. I can't stab you if I'm far away.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so stay with Evan. Page 101. I'll grab that one here. You must stay with Evan, you decide. Otherwise, you might never find him again. The man with the rope approaches, binding them your hands and feet together. Then he joins the other men, and they talk quietly. Evan, you whisper, Jack Wan sent me to find you. A friend of mine is an aerospace engineer. He's helping Jack get us out of the time warp. We'll be home within 24 hours. Look how sure we are. I mean, that's awesome.
I know.
No way, Evan says. They're putting us on a boat to Shanghai at midnight. Who are they, you ask? Members of Tong. They're working with a gang of hoodlums called the Hounds. We're to be rowed out tonight to a windjammer and sold as deckhands. Jack says we're to be at Bennett's Pier by tomorrow night. That will give him a day to work out the time glitch. It's one day too late, Evan said. We'll be at sea. His words are interrupted by a sudden jolt. You feel the floor moving under you. One of the men bolts from the room. The others follow, ignoring you in the panic to escape the aftershock of the earthquake. Furniture slides across the floor at the beaded curtain, swinging crazily as the earth under the city moves again. Your heart is pounding. You look over at Evan. His face is frozen with fear. Outside in the street, you hear voices and see people running. A baby squalls and a horse whinnies. Turn to page 114. The small cast iron fire pot slides to the edge of the table and falls to the floor, landing on its side. A smoking stick of charcoal pokes out through the grate. You look at Evan. There's our ticket out of here, you say. Using your bound feet to propel your body, you jerk your way across the floor toward the pot. Evan follows close behind. Your throat is raw from the smoke that fills the room, and the red glowing charcoal sears your wrist as you hold your hand over it. The charcoal takes a long time to burn the heavy rope that binds your hands. While Evan burns the ropes from his hands, you untie the bindings on your feet and his. Tell me about the hounds, you say. My great-grandfather was in San Francisco when the quake hit, Evan says. She's told me, great-grandmother. She's told me lots of stories about the hounds in the Tong Wars. When she was about 12, she was sold by her parents in China to slave dealers. Only boys were valued by Chinese family. Girls weren't worth anything. They even drowned some baby girls when they were born. That's terrible, you say.
Cool.
Is your great-grandmother still alive? Evan nods. Yes, she's 95. She holds up his hand and you listen. The cries from the street have been replaced with ominous roar. When, you ask? Turn to page 68. All right.
He's like, I draw the line at drowning kids, but I will stab a chimp.
Chimp, no problem.
All day.
And twice on Saturday. Evan stands unsteadily and lurches towards the door. Fire, he yells. Quick, out the back. As he speaks, a wave of flame collapses the front wall. You sprint for the back door and force it open. You find yourself in an alley with burning structures blocking both ends. Through here, Evan shouts, pushing through the door of a building across the alley. The building is filled with smoke, so you drop to the floor and crawl. As best as you can tell, you're in a tailor's shop. 2 iron sewing machines are up against the wall, and a long workable is in the middle of the room. Bolts of fabric and spindles are anchored to the low shelf, and many more are stacked overhead. Evan, wait, you grab his ankle as he crawls ahead of you. Do you hear that? Somebody's calling for help over there. A roar of the fire almost drowns out your words. You change directions and crawl to the corner of the room. The cries get louder. Evan puts his ear to the floor. It's coming from under the floor, he says, feeling the rough boards. There has to be an opening. Yes, here, a trap door. Evan grasps the metal ring set into the floorboards and tugs until the section comes loose. The cries grow louder. Somebody is down there, he shouts. There's a loud crash and the room suddenly glows with an orange light. You look back. One wall has partially collapsed. The fire has jumped the alley. Evan, you cry. But Evan doesn't hear you. He's already descending the ladder that leads down under the shop. A fire wagon clangs out in the street, and a fireman pushes in through the front door. Evacuate, he shouts. This building's about to go. All right, here we go. If you decide to evacuate, turn to page 32. If you follow Evan down the ladder, turn to page 58. So evacuate or follow Evan. Let us know in the chat.
We are writing this book into the rocks.
I know.
This is amazing.
This thing is going. I mean, they got a lot of detail on this. And just think, you just used
Go ahead.
You just used the 1907 or 1906 earthquake as a backdrop. I mean, who would have thought?
That's a smart play. We have to mention that. Oh,
yeah.
Never mind. Almost spilled some beans there. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a heck of a deal.
I am fascinated by this because most of our You Choose books, we figured out is about half an hour.
Yeah,
and then you're on to another. And this one is broken the entire.
I know. Took almost an hour just to get to the a decision or a death. Follow Evan. Okay, page 58. So let's follow Evan. 58. You can't leave Evan here, you realize. You start down the ladder as sparks from the falling timber flash all around you. The cellar is dark and the musty smell irritates your nostrils. You cough as you feel your way along the dim passageway. Evan, you yell, over here. You turn right toward the sound of the voice and enter a small, low room that contains 3 bamboo cages. The earthen walls are shored up by huge timbers. Help me get her out of here, he says. Evan is tugging at the bamboo bars in the cage in one corner. Inside, a small Chinese girl sits crying. Isn't there a door to this thing? You ask as you pull with him. Oh, Eddie, I got a prediction here. The little girl is probably his great-grandmother.
Oh, there it is.
I bet you. Let's see
if that's his own life.
I can't find one. I don't know how they got her into it. He turns to the girl and speaks in Chinese. What did you say, you ask? I told her we'd figure a way to get her out. He coughs. The smoke from the burning building above is rolling down through the trapdoor opening. The girl speaks again. What did she say? She keeps saying top. Evan answers. Maybe that's how she got in, you say. Maybe the top is hinged. You push up on the top of the cage with one hand. The lightweight grid raises easily, but you notice the top of every pole has been honed to sharp points. It's like picket fences of knives, you say. Page 113. Here's the picture. Huh. Yeah. And we're still tucked in.
These are great illustrations. We're still in. We're still tucked.
Yes.
We're still tucked, everybody.
113. We still are tucked in, everybody. Never changes. All right. 113. A shower of sparks rains down in the hall, and some dirt from the packed ceiling falls to the ground. Aftershocks. We've got to get out of here, you say. We can't leave her. Of course not. Of course, I'm not going back up to the shop to find something to cut these bars. Talk to her. Calm her down, you say. Evan nods. Be careful. You climb back up to what's left of the tailor's shop. One wall has fallen. The bolts of fabric are smoldering on the floor. You wrench open the drawer of the work table and reach in. Scissors and a knife. The hotel metal handles burn into the palms of your palms as you pick them up, but you have no time to lose. Back in the basement, Evan is on the floor on his knees, talking softly to the girl. Take the scissors, you say. I'll use the knife. Minutes later, you have sawed enough of the hollow bamboo to provide an opening. The building shudders again. Hurry, you say, reaching in to help the girl out. One more aftershock and this place may collapse. The two of you carry the frightened girl down the hall. A roar fills the passageway. Quick, Evan shouts. Get her upstairs. We're flooding. Evan scampers up the ladder behind you as the wave of water rushes into the basement. That's the last time that place will be used as a prison, he mutters, taking the girl's arm. There is no one on the street. Some buildings have totally collapsed. Others are damaged and smoldering. In the distance, the sky is red as the fire claims another block. This way, Evan says, there's a park down here. Unlike the park uptown, this one has few inhabitants. The girl stretches out motionless on the grass, her face in her hands. Her name is Kum Kwai. She's 13, Evan says. She reminds me of my cousin Jeannie. Keep an eye on her a second. I'll be right back. See? Looks like her cousin Jeannie.
Yep.
I think I know where that's going. He just saved his great-grandma. You sit on the grass and look at the poor girl. You and Evan must get to Bennett Pier this evening. You can't take Kumquay back to the present, but you can't just leave her here either. What if her owners find her? She could be caged up again or killed. Your stomach gurgles, reminding you that you're hungry. That's awesome. How long has it been? How long has it been since Kumquay, you wonder? Across the park, you see Evan running toward you, holding something. Food, he yells as he gets closer. He holds out a round loaf of bread with one hand, and the others are 2 smoked ducks. They were just lying on the sidewalk, he says, grinning. The shop owner wasn't around. As a matter of fact, the shop wasn't around either. It was a pile of ash. Even Evan helps Kum Kwai sit up, and the three of you eat hastily in silence. When Kum Kwai has finished, she lies back down in the grass and falls asleep. She's exhausted, Evan says. She was locked up for a week with 2 other girls. The others were sold a few days ago. Kum Kui was to have been delivered to a rich merchant in Chinatown yesterday, but the earthquake interfered. I'm ashamed of my people. You shouldn't be ashamed, you said. There are people in every race who are as cruel and greedy, and others who are kind and compassionate, like you. Kum Kui would be dead by now, drowned in the cellar, if you hadn't gone down after her. Turn to page 45. Evan slaps your shoulder. If we hadn't gone after her, he says, getting up. Come on. We have to get to the wharf. Wait, you whisper. We can't take her with us. Not to the present. It would be changing history. We can't do that. Well, we can't leave her here, Evan says. Let's figure out something on the way. You know, there's no guarantee that Jack and your friend will be successful in getting us back. I don't want to think about that, you say. Evan speaks to Kum Kui and helps her up. The 3 of you walk through the shattered city toward the bay. There's a crowd at the end of the market street as hundreds of refugees wait at the wharf for a ferry to take them across the bay to Sausalito. You hang back at the outer edge of the crowd. Directly ahead of you is a tall, slender American woman surrounded by a group of Chinese girls, is talking with another woman. You're watching her when one of the girls in the group suddenly runs towards Kum Kui. They embrace and talk excitedly in Chinese as Evan stands by grinning. The girl calls out, Lomo, and runs to the woman with Kum Kui following. What's happening, you ask Evan. Kum Kui and that girl were brought here from Canton, and she also was caged and just sold a few days ago. To that American woman, you ask? Turn to page 97. No, Evan says. That's Donadelia Cameron. She's almost single-handedly disbanded the Cobra Tong. Your ears pick up as you hear the word Cobra. Could there be a link across 90 years, you wonder? Donadelia Cameron rescued all of these girls from the slave traders. She went out on raids with the police and fought for them in court and everything. She's famous in San Francisco. You stare as the pleasant-faced woman approaches. Ho Yok tells me that you 2 rescued her friend, Kum Kui. Miss Cameron says, smiling, that was very courageous. I thank you. Kum Kui is welcome to come with me. We're going to San Elsomo to the seminary until I find another home for my girls. Ours burned to the ground. Kum Kui will be safe with me. Thank you, ma'am, Evan says. It looks like that's what Kum Kui wants. He turns to you. I'll walk Kum Kui to the ferry. Okay, I'll check out Bennett's Pier, you say. In the distance, you can see the lights of the large ferry as it approaches. You walk down the waterfront, heading for the second pier south from the ferry, just as Jack Wong instructed. The sun is setting, and the hazy glow of the smoke from the fires in the city mixes with the smell of the sea. Bennett's Pier is shorter than the others, just as he described it. You feel more secure now that you've seen your pickup point. Sometimes between now and dawn, the time transit will take place. Your fingers close tightly around the time transit coin. Our time transit coin, turn to page 56. Man, this is a long one.
This has us hopping around.
Okay. The ferry whistles as it pulls out into the bay. You start back to meet Evan, but the wharf is empty. There's not a person in sight. Where did he go, you wonder? Surely he didn't get on the boat. You start to run, telling yourself that he's just hidden by the night shadows. He's probably leaning against the piling, watching the boat. You tell yourself, but your stomach has that empty feeling that always warns you when something is wrong, or the fact that we haven't eaten yet.
That we barely have eaten at all this whole time.
Yes. Evan, you yell. Your voice is scary in the empty dark, and you decide not to yell again. You don't want to attract attention. You run to the edge of the pier. Murmuring voices blend with the sound of the lapping water, and you approach cautiously. Someone is under the wharf. You flatten yourself on the wooden dock and peer underneath. Two burly men, here, burly again, dressed in dark sweaters and knitted caps, are positioning themselves at the oars of the small rowboat. In the bow, lying in a crumpled heap, is Evan. He's been shanghaied. You must stop them, but how? As you try to formulate a plan, you're aware of a low humming noise. The time coin. Jack is signaling you to get to Bennett's Pier. This may be your only chance to get back to the present. Should you leave Evan here, or should you stay and try to rescue him, taking your chances on getting back? All right, here we go. If you decide to leave Evan behind, turn to page 4. If you decide to try to rescue him, turn to page 44. Stab. Leave him for dead. Let us know in the chat.
Knife. Where should I put it? Evan's back.
Oh, here, Evan. Evan, turn around. Turn around here. Let me check this out.
That's a good spot right here.
Oh,
right in the middle.
Try and rescue. Okay. Got one vote for rescue. Give it another few seconds here. Rescue. 2 for rescue.
Unanimous on rescue.
Oh, okay.
I can try this one. You give me a good rest here. I'll see if I can.
So page 44.
You can't leave Evan behind, but you don't stand a chance of overpowering those burly. We need a burly count. Get the burly count.
We need a burly count.
There's like 4 right now. You got a count of 4 on a burly. Those burly sailors by yourself. You'll have to outwit them. You lean over the edge of the pier. You're about to ruin your business, mates, you yell. Mates.
What?
If you sell that boy, no captain will ever buy another deckhand from you again. One man stands up and grabs a rope hanging from the dock. Is that right? The one in the boat says. I suppose he comes from one of those rich Oriental families. Well, this book is racist.
Wow. Well, it is 1906.
It is. Well, if his pa wants to pay us $300, he can have his son back. As the sailor in the boat keeps talking, you're aware that his accomplice is climbing up to the dock. You know that you're about to be hit from behind and thrown into the boat with Evan. His father isn't rich, you say. You hear the sailor behind you. His father is dead. As you blurt out the words, strong hands grab you from behind under the arms, lifting you from the dock. You jerk your head down and sink your teeth into the man's hand. There you go.
Nice.
He screams and drops you to the boat below. You land in a crouch, facing the man at the oars. His father died last week of bubonic plague, and his sister died yesterday. He's got it, and so do I. And if you and your friend will get it too. Without waiting for his reaction, you spit in his face.
Oh.
With an anguished wail, the man mops his face with his sleeve and grabs the rope hanging over the wharf. Within seconds, he has hoisted himself up to the dock. There we go. Quick thinking. With the
bubonic plague.
Turn to page 104 for maximum book hopping.
104 or 103? Yeah, 103.
103. You seize the oars and pull the boat and pull out into the bay, leaving 2 angry and worried seamen on the wharf. Thanks, a voice says from the bow. Evan sits up and grins. I came to in the middle of that, but it seemed like you didn't need any help. He crawls back to sit beside you, taking one of the oars. We're just lucky it worked, you say. Where are we going? Bennett's Pier, and I hope we're in time. Jack's coin has been humming for a while. You look closely at him. He has a big lump over his left eye. How's your head? Aching. You reach the pier and shinny, a lot of shinnying.
Yes, in this one. Yes, we do. It's at least twice now.
And shinny up a piling to the dock. How's this time transit supposed to work? Evan asks. Dude, you got here this way. Why are you asking?
How do you know? Yeah.
Yeah. We're supposed to stand on the dock and link arms, you reply, if we're not too late. You hook your arm through his. The next thing you know, you're in the elevator at Jack Wong's apartment, staring at the blue and yellow bruise over Evan's eye. That sequence was hilarious.
That
He's
was.
like, "You want the plague? Tuh, look at that! Now you're sick. You got
And
you got cooties,
you
yo."
got cuties now.
Staring at the blue and yellow bruise over Evan's eye. Your feet are still wet from the water and the rowboat. Jack is clumsily unlatching the door, and George is standing behind him, grinning. "We lost video after the earthquake," Jack says, hugging Evan. "We were afraid we'd..." His voice trails off. "Well, it's okay now. You're back, safe, and that's the important thing." Turn to page 46. Jack hustles you inside the sitting room, and you and Evan tell him about your adventures. When you're through, Jack leans back in his chair and stares at the ceiling. "What you've told us is incredible," he says, "but it's not the end of the story." Jack walks to the desk, takes some yellowing photographs from a drawer, and hands them to Evan. You lean closer. In one, a small Chinese girl is standing in front of a house. "It's Kum Kuei," you say excitedly. "And there's Miss Cameron and some of the girls who took the ferry," Evan says. "And there's Kum Kuei again, only she's older." He turns to Jack. "I don't get it. How did you get these?" "Kum Kuei is your great grandmother, Evan," Jack says quietly. "Many times I've heard the story about how two young people rescued her from the basement crib after the quake." You turn to Evan. "Didn't you recognize her name?" you ask. "No, everyone here calls her great grandmother," he says. "I've never heard her called anything else." Jack nods. "She grew up in Cameron House. She stayed with Miss Cameron 8 years until she met your grandfather, and got married. No wonder she reminded me of my cousin Jeannie," Evan said. Turn to page 9. Was that 93?
93. Yep. So I was right. That was his great grandmother.
Time loop.
Yes. So he saved his great grandmother.
Jack sits down and stares at you and Evan. "You know you can't tell the story to anyone," he says seriously. "But what about your time travel program?" you ask. "I asked George to destroy the software as soon as you two get back," Jack says. "I was foolish to tamper with history." "It's time for us to go," George says. "I've called a cab." You shake hands with Evan and Jack and go downstairs. The taxi is waiting for the two of you in the alley. "Where to?" the driver asks. George hesitates. "The Regency. Or is it the Royal?" "It's the palace," you say, grinning. The end.
Oh, man. What
Dude!
a story.
What?
That was a long, long story.
That was cool. A long story, and we probably reached what would be considered probably the main ending of that one.
Yeah, I think so.
I would hazard a guess.
That was the goal. So I'm guessing the Cobra was the tongs, I guess.
Yeah.
So, whew.
Yeah, I want to do research on that. I think the Tong thing is like an organized criminal type organization.
Probably, I would guess so. But cool. All right. Well, hey, we're
that
running
was
late.
A haul. Thank you, everyone, who stuck around for that whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I bought the Choose
good old Carnivorous Plant. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And the Choose Your Own Adventure board games are really fun.
The House of Danger. That's where we get our chimp references from. Is from that one.
House of Danger is the jam. I love that one.
You'll love it. Yeah, you'll like it. If you like the book, you'll like the game. So
yeah, I know it's
all
great.
right. Well, hey, thanks everybody in the chat.
Past our bedtime, everybody.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna turn to a pumpkin. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and thank you for listening. You can go to Uchoosepodcast.com and check out our past episodes. Get in touch with us. Let us know different books you want to check out. And until next time, you choose the adventure. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Well,
we did have some stuff go down.
Yes.
We should update the people.
Yes. Give them what was that called? The State of the Union address, Eddie. The
State of the You Choose Union. The You Choose Union.
You choose Union. State of the
rolls off the tongue.
I don't have the
Um,
what is that? The president song they play? Hail to the Chief. There we go. We need some Hail to the Chief. I don't have that.
exactly. Hail to the choice.
Well, here we go. We got this though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There it is. So yeah, we have had some new stuff go down. So the first thing is, I guess the most exciting piece of news is I'm married, y'all. What's up? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ladies, he's off the market.
Ladies and dudes, whatever. I am off the market. Gone. You lost your chance. I am proudly and happily married to Jill, my now wife, which is exciting to say out loud. So we went to Las Vegas and had a great time. We brought our children, minus one who couldn't make it, and then we had some close family and Lee himself.
Yeah.
Speaking of you choose, he chose to show up
Good
to our
time.
wedding, and we had a great time.
Lots of fun.
You did your own thing though. We did a classic choose your own adventure where I chose my adventure and you chose yours. What were some of the things you did when you were in Vegas?
Oh man, we went to a Cirque show. That was probably the highlight that my wife and I were really interested in seeing. So we went to one of those. We went to the Mob Museum. Got to see the wall that the St. Valentine's Massacre happened with the actual bullets in the bricks and stuff. That was kind of cool. Then we went to a the Titanic Museum at the Luxor. So, and then just kind of walked around, looked Venetian, just kind of walked around there and just chilled. You know, nothing,
It's fun.
no timeline, just kind of hung out.
And just like you and me, we are, and I don't think it's boring. I think it's cool, kids.
Yeah.
We had what you would call a very PG rated Vegas experience.
Uh-huh.
Where no gambling, no drinking.
Yeah, I didn't do any gambling.
But we too went to a Cirque show. We went to the Beatles one, the Love one. That was a great one.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we went to Red Rock Canyon National Park. I did some hiking for a couple hours. It was super fun.
Yep.
And then also checked out the art installation Meow Wolf. Super rad. If anybody out there has a Meow Wolf in their area, shout out in the comments, please. Let us know.
The Mega Mart, wasn't it?
It was the Omega Mart one.
Omega Mart,
in Vegas.
Yeah.
Big old congrats from Gerald. Thank you,
yeah.
Gerald.
Gerald's back. He's diehard. He's a hardcore fan.
He is. He's like, I choose you. He's married to us. He's married to this podcast. Yeah, like, till death do we part, Gerald, for sure.
Oh boy.
And I love this one. He's like, let's go. That's right. Invite your friends, everybody.
Yes.
This is more fun when it's done together.
Yes.
And so what I would say, yeah, we had a great time. It was a whirlwind trip. We got there, hit the ground running, had dinner at some great places. It was just fun. Good time. And they got married.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to see aforementioned Vegas trip, feel free to look me up on social media. I am more active on Instagram now than I am on the old Facebooks. Not like I have a dog in the fight, but I just found that I actually enjoyed Instagram more.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
It's fun to put photos up. Put a photo up, put a comment, you're done, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And the interface to me looked more fun. Anyway, the point is, if you're interested, whatever. I mean, it's some fun photos, and I put some wacky kind of fun stuff up there. Feel free, just look me up on Instagram. Nothing clever or cute. I guess it is clever and cute. It's my name, everybody. What do you
That's
want?
right. EF.
Yeah. But yeah, it was great having Lee join us. We had a great time. So happy to see you there. It's so fun when you're doing something like that, and it's already like you're in a different place, and you're just kind of doing different things, but you see a familiar face, and it just puts out
That's
all
right. the feels.
all the feelings.
All the feelings. Here we go. Here.
Don't run away from your feelings.
Yeah. See?
There it is.
All right.
Speaking of feelings, my phone's on this deathbed. It finally fired that link up. Lord.
Okay, good. Well, we're doing another.